For today? Tomorrow? 7, 6? 6:30, yeah. I think we have the early game.
On Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Which really ain't that early. I don't know why they start so late. And by that, I mean all season long we start at 6. Well, we have moved to 6:30. And welcome inside historic EA Diddle Arena. We sit courtside by John Oldham Court. It's the best time of the year for high school basketball. March is finally upon us, and the region tournaments have arrived. Fortunately for Franklin Simpson, that is a plural. That applies. Both the boys and the girls in action in their respective 4th region tournaments. The Lady Cats will get things started this week. The Wildcats to follow next week. For a Lady Cat team that in the regular season had the best record in the region, they come in as the favorites to win this tournament, just as they did a year ago when they were stunned in the semifinals by Bowling Green. The Lady Purples have won 5 straight times here inside Diddle Arena. Can Franklin Simpson be the team to break the streak? It all starts today in their opening matchup against the runners-up from that 14th district, the South Warren Lady Spartans. I'm Tyler Eaton, joined by Tavius Babb. TB, this is a matchup that we've seen once already this season. Franklin Simpson was tested by South Warren in the first go-around, winning 54-38, but it was only a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter. Larisha Cawthorn took over that game with 26 points and 15 rebounds for the Lady Cats, but South Warren is playing extremely well as of late. They had won 8 straight games before that winning streak came to a screeching halt, falling 43-30 to Bowling Green in that 14th district championship game. The Lady Cats last year cruised through their opening game against Allen County Scottsville in the region tournament, but after that Bowling Green loss, they know that every piece of this puzzle has to come together perfectly if they want to come out of Diddle Arena as region champions.
Yeah, we talked about it in that South Warren game a couple days ago, how Franklin Simpson was kind of frazzled in that game. It seemed like there was a lot more defensive pressure than they were used to getting. But we know over the past course of, the last 5 or 6 games or so, this Franklin Simpson team has really come up. They've been peaking at the right time. We saw last night where Lanaya Brown went off for 17, I believe, in that game, versus that South Warren game where she didn't score any points. So I think this team is peaking at the right time, and this is the time to be peaking.
It was the 16th district championship for Franklin Simpson on the girls' side. The boys would match with their 16th the following night. Lady Cats winning Ashley Taylor's 4th district title 64-39 over Todd County Central on Thursday. Larisha Cawthorn, Chloe Smith, and Lanaya Brown combining for 49 points, the most notable of those being the 17 from Lanaya, a season high on 8 for 12 shooting. Last year she scored in double figures 14 times. That was just the 7th time that she's done that this season. And one thing that we saw last year in particular at the region tournament is everybody knows how good Larisha Cawthorn is. The success that Franklin Simpson is going to have is going to be heavily influenced by what the guards can do in the scoring department, and this game is certainly going to put that to the test against a very guard-centric, pressure-heavy South Warren team that realistically, they start a couple of forwards. They've really only got one down low in Avery Fugate. They're going to play a perimeter-oriented game, and they're going to dare the Franklin Simpson guards to be the one to beat them.
Yeah, and I think after that 2A tournament that we saw, the teams packing the paint, really making it hard on Larisha, a lot of that became, okay, these guards, the wings, are going to have to score from the outside, and that's what Franklin has really progressed to doing. Now we know that they're at Diddle now, so the court is a little bit different, a little bit bigger. There's two lines where the three-point line is, and so if you're Franklin Simpson, I know you don't have too much time to practice, but you have to know where your range is because you can't fall into the trap that happened last year where they're trying to shoot a lot of threes, but they're shooting at that black line, which is a couple of feet behind where the normal three-point line is.
It's such an interesting setup. You've got the white line that's connected right to the top of the key, the black line that's out there at the college line, then another line wedged in between there. So visually it's really tough, and then there's so much space behind the baskets and the bleachers lined up. It's always an adjustment, and you cannot come into Diddle Arena banking on having a great shooting game. Franklin Simpson had the better of their two shooting games in the region tournament in their first game against Allen County Scottsville. Jasmine Savage hit 3 3-pointers. Vanessa Ray scored 9 points as well. But in the loss to Bowling Green, 52-39, Larisha Cawthorn had 18 points on 6 for 15 shooting. The rest of the team went 7 for 29. That's just 24% from the field. Franklin Simpson, and this was the story, they took 26 three-pointers in that game, only made 5 of them, only took 18 two-pointers. They went 8 for 18 from 2. Meanwhile, Bowling Green took the same number of twos. They made 15 of their 18 twos. One player that's really going to have to step up that has been playing fantastic as of late, Chloe Smith. She's been in double figures in five of her last 6. But across both region tournament games last year, she only took 4 total shots. She is playing right now the most aggressive she ever has. She talked last year about how the stamina is a factor. The court's a little bigger. Everything's a little tougher here. But she is going to have to come in here, and if nothing else, just look to assert herself early on and establish, hey, we know what Larisha is, but as we've said previously, Batman has got to have Robin.
Yeah, and I think the beauty of it right now is that Franklin Simpson has really leaned into playing in those sets at the half court, and so they're not relying too much on running the court at length, and so when they need to get a bucket at the half court, they're able to run those sets, get Chloe the ball around the free throw line, dump it off to Larisha. We saw the inverse of that where Larisha is kind of playing like a point forward where she's bringing the ball up and making plays that way, and so I think if Franklin can collectively bring all of that together, they are in for a good night as well.
They've won 11 in a row overall since their Franklin County loss at the 2A tournament. They're playing their best offense of the season right now, 60-plus points in 5 of the last 6. They've scored 50 in every game of that 11-game winning streak, with the exception of the Logan County win. The Lady Cats are 20-0 when they score at least 50 points this season, 13-0 when they get to at least 60. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at this South Warren team that is nothing like what Franklin Simpson saw the first time around at South Warren. Picked up a win. It was a tight one, and the Lady Spartans are playing even better now than they were then. It's Franklin Simpson and South Warren in the opening round of the girls' 4th region tournament inside Diddle Arena, and you're listening to it here on 92.3 WFKN.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Hey, why not? Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Are you looking for a place to connect, grow, and worship? Discover Franklin First United Methodist Church in downtown Franklin. Join us every Sunday for 2 uplifting services. Experience our traditional service at 9 a.m., where hymns and heartfelt messages bring our community together. Or come to our contemporary worship service at 11 a.m., where you'll find a lively atmosphere filled with modern music and inspiration. No matter where you are on your faith journey, there's a place for you here. Join us this Sunday at Franklin First United Methodist Church. We can't wait to welcome you home.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust it.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.
We may take another break after this. I'll just kind of feel it out based off of how long everything's taken, because they're not going to do an anthem. Back with you inside Diddle Arena as Franklin Simpson and South Warren get set to face off in the opening game of the girls' 4th Region basketball tournament. The Lady Spartans hit the floor for their final set of warm-ups. A squad 15-14 on the season under 7th-year head coach Lane Embry took over for Blaine Embry. In his 7 years, he's made the region tournament now 4 times. It's the 2nd straight appearance for the Lady Spartans, who last year were able to make it in as the runners-up in that 14th district. They lost to Metcalfe County in the first round, their deepest run all time. Again, not a very long history for South Warren, just around 15 years they've been around. Their deepest run came back in 2018 when they lost in the championship game to the Bowling Green Lady Purples. Wedged after that was a Barron County title in 2019, and it's been all Bowling Green since then in this region. Franklin Simpson, meanwhile, has never lost in the opening round of this tournament under head coach Ashley Taylor. They've lost twice in the semifinals, once in the championship game in 2022. All 3 losses to the Lady Purples of Bowling Green as Franklin Simpson enters this tournament seeking their first region championship since 2009. But it all starts with this South Warren team that had that 8-game winning streak snapped by Bowling Green in the district title game. They had scored 50-plus in all 8 of those games before the Bowling Green game, where they only mustered up 30 points. And in that game, this is unofficial, I got this from the Bowling Green Daily News, they had South Warren shooting at 6 for 57. 6 for 57, 11% as a team. They had shot over 35% in every game of their winning streak. Their best player by far is McLean Hudson. She's one of the hottest players in the area right now. She was held to just 8 points in that game. She's up to 30th in the state of Kentucky at 18.7. She scored 15 and went 5 for 8 at the free throw line against Franklin Simpson. And tell me if you've heard this story before. I say that sarcastically after seeing Todd County Central in the district championship. This is another team that wants to get to the line. The Lady Spartans get there 18.5 times per game. That ticks up to nearly 21 in their wins. They're 9-3 when they attempt at least 20 free throws. Only took 14 against Franklin Simpson. And overall, TB, nothing really stands out. 35% from the field, 28% from 3, 55%. They're not a great free throw shooting team. It's all about the volume for them. But with McLean Hudson, the key is absolutely, and Franklin Simpson has struggled with this, you have to defend without fouling.
You have to defend without fouling. She is a guard that can really, really push the pace. I mean, there's plenty of accounts of her just taking the ball, going with it full course and length. You're going to have to make sure you make smart passes because she's one of those players that really has a great IQ when it comes to playing the passing lanes, and that's where some of her points come from. So if you're Franklin Simpson, you got to defend well without fouling, and you can't give up silly turnovers, especially around the half-court area.
And there's some teams with their star. We talked about this in the boys' 13th district championship game with Samson Hightower of Logan County, where you know they're going to get theirs. It's about the rest of the team. That's not the case for South Warren. You just have to stop McLean Hudson. She's averaging over 21 points per game in their wins. She scored at least 13 in all of the wins that she's played in. She missed 2 of their losses in the 12 that she played in, averaging under 15 points per game. She's been held under 10 points 5 times. All of them losses, 3 of them to Bowling Green, and 1 of those, interestingly enough, to the Logan County Lady Cougars, who held Hudson to just 7 points. As the starting lineups are being announced here inside Diddle Arena, we'll meet them as well. First for South Warren, the 15 and 14 Lady Spartans under Lane Embry making his 4th region tournament appearance. Joining number 11, the junior McLean Hudson in the backcourt, is senior Jenna Lindsay, number 3, averaging 7 points and 4 rebounds per game, had 8 against Bowling Green in their district championship loss. Senior Ashley Overbay, number 21. She is one of just 2 seniors on this roster, joined by Lindsay in that department, averaging 4 points, 4 rebounds per game on the season. The front court first, Juniper Stroh. She's listed as a forward but functions as a guard. The freshman averaging 8.2 points per game. She's scored at least 10 in their last 3 wins. And rounding out the starting 5 is sophomore Avery Fugate. Number 40, the lone pure post player on this team, averaging 6.5 points, 6 rebounds per game. She's their most efficient scorer at 52% from the field. On the other side for Franklin Simpson, 25-2 on the season under 5th-year head coach Ashley Taylor. She's won 110 games to just 26 losses. She's 82-15 against this region. It's the senior backcourt we've seen all year. Lanaya Brown, Jasmine Savage, and Vanessa Ray, and then the best front court duo this region has to offer. 5'9 junior Chloe Smith and 5'11 senior and region player of the year, Miss Kentucky basketball candidate, Larisha Cawthorn. She'll be the one to go for the tip for Franklin Simpson. Lady Cats in the base white uniforms, blue stripes down the side, blue numbers, and Lady Cats written across the chest of the uniform, outlined in gray. South Warren in the base black uniforms, white lettering, white numbers outlined in gray. Franklin Simpson gets the tip. Lanaya Brown misses a layup, operating quickly. Savage gets an offensive rebound, and 8 seconds in, the Lady Cats have a second chance opportunity.
And here we go in their half-court set. They're going to look to try to get the ball to Larisha around the free throw line.
Vanessa Ray has it on the left wing, a frustrating district championship for her, fouling out with a technical foul as Brown gives it to Ray on the left block, lost it on the baseline, and Franklin Simpson turns it over 25 seconds in on their opening possession.
And, it was a good look. They kind of ran a backdoor play for Vanessa back there, but she just really wasn't able to get any kind of space to make anything worth it.
She's been in double figures 10 times this season for the Lady Cats. That's 3rd on the team behind Cawthorn and Chloe Smith, who's done so 11 times now, and 5 of her last 6 to sneak across Vanessa in that department. Up top, Overbay holds it for South Warren. Now sends it over on the right wing before they work it back up top to Stroh at the midcourt. Red towel logo. Cawthorn all over her. Driving left, Cunoff has to pick it up on the wing. Larisha gets a hand on it for a moment. Now they reset with Lindsay on the left side.
And this is the danger with these Franklin Simpson guards.
Lindsay drives into Ray, flips it up and scores. South Warren strikes first a minute in.
And that's the challenge of trying not to foul and allowing these players to really get a good lane to the hole.
South Warren packing it in, all 5 players around the painted areas. Brown held it on the left wing, and no one was within 10 feet of her. Now Savage gets it. Hudson comes out to guard her. Down low, Cawthorn fires over Fugate and makes a 6-foot jumper.
And again, she is a player that's dangerous when she gets the ball around the block or short corner area. She can make it pay with her passing, but she's also a great scorer.
Larisha now with 2,041 career points as Vanessa Ray knocks one out of bounds on the baseline. Cawthorn has had a double-double in 6 of her last 7 on the season. She's up to 20 and 61 in her career. 6:26 left opening quarter. Stroh inbounds to Fugate in the corner. Guarded by Smith. Tries to throw it outside, but Overbay was running away from it, and South Warren has to chase it down for a backcourt violation.
And, I like this matchup right now of having Lanaya Brown on McLean because obviously Lanaya is not the fastest person on the court, but she is one of the strongest on the court, so she's able to get in front of McLean and really stop those drives before they even happen.
Because Hudson wants to draw that contact. That's what she does. Right side, Savage to Cawthorn, right elbow. Fakes, drives, left side, has it swatted out by Fugate, but Vanessa Ray chases down a rebound. Out to Cawthorn on the left wing, now to Savage up top. Jasmine's was Franklin's second leading scorer at the region tournament last year with 15 points. Went 3 for 6 from 3 in the first game, then 2 for 10 in the loss to Bowling Green. Brown drives baseline and steps on that line and turns it over with 5:52 left first quarter. We're still tied up at 2.
And right now the turnovers is the only problem with Franklin Simpson. That's 2 starting out in the quarter. Would have loved to see Lanaya take that short corner jumper right there instead of driving into the defense.
Quickly, Franklin Simpson makes a sub. Nasia Nolan comes in for the Lady Cats. Nasia making her 10th appearance of the season, averaging 4.2 points per game. Had her career high at Todd County Central of 16 in the regular season this year. Before that, her high was 14 at South Warren last year. Fugate can't control a pass underneath. It was a good look if it was on target from Overbay, but just overthrew her, and South Warren gives one away. Easily would have had a bucket to take the lead.
Well, and I think Chloe got a hand on that because it looked like the ball went up after she made that pass. And again, great help defense by Chloe Smith.
Brown fires to Savage in the corner. Now down low to Cawthorn. 2 defenders coming her. Leaves it right side. Baseline jumper misses long for Nolan. Batted around and last touch by Cawthorn. Franklin fans behind us don't agree. They'll be as rowdy as always. And fortunately, our mics are right here to pick them all up. McLean Hudson will bring it across. Silent so far with Lanaya Brown hounding her all over the floor. Holds it deep on the right side. Gets around Lanaya this time. Inside, leaves it on the elbow. Fugate. Into the left corner, Stroh. Drives into Cawthorn and now whips it up top. Overbay back to Stroh and they reset.
Larisha able to sit down and not allow a drive right there. Quick in your sense.
Fugate up top, gets it to Hudson. It's knocked away by Brown. She steals it. Coming the other way, Lanaya Brown has it knocked away by Hudson and then lost it off the fingertips. What a play by McLean Hudson to recover and force the turnover.
And we talked about her speed before the game. She is one of the quickest players on the court with Vanessa being on the court. So her ability to recover right there, I mean, that was an amazing play, like you said.
An incredibly talented softball player, and so much of it they talk about as her batting average because if she puts a ball in play, she's go so fast, she's probably going to get on base. Here comes Hudson left side. Now Vanessa Ray on her as Lanaya Brown checked out for Vanessa to come back in. Cawthorn chases down a block on Fugate underneath. Larisha keeps it herself in transition. Into the paint. Spins to Ray. 6-foot jumper. All the way around twice. And it spins in.
And I will chalk that one up to Diddle Arena. They really wanted to see that one fall.
I don't know how often you see a ball banked spin around the rim like that, but Vanessa needed that basket. And it's 4-2 Franklin Simpson halfway through the first quarter. Fugate guarded by Nolan, spins at the elbow and is fouled, bailed out on that jump shot. It was well defended all the way through until Nasia fouled her going up with the jump shot. I think that's partially because she didn't expect her to try to shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting her. You know, we talked about Jacob Hardinger last game. He loves that spin move, and it usually follows a shot right after the spin move as the free throw goes down. And that's what she did there. Stroh, one of the taller players on the court, kind of plays that small forward, power forward role.
But likes to operate with the ball in her hands from the perimeter as she makes both free throws. And it's 4-4.
We've talked about it. Slow starts for Franklin Simpson. Want to see them really pick it up here.
Ball is in the corner with Majayla Butler in for the first time. She steps into a mid-range J, and she buries it.
And, you know, that is an important shot because what they're going to do now is they're going to have to respect that shot because she made it. They were really packing the paint and didn't have anybody pass the block.
Majayla Butler averaging 1.7 points, 2.8 rebounds per game. Scoreless in the district championship against Todd County Central. Her defense, her biggest asset, is Vanessa Ray gets a steal on a pass underneath. Nessa runs past the first defender. Hudson, one of the few that can catch up to her and cut her off, does so. Now it goes to Cawthorn, fakes a mid-range jumper. Drives in against Fugate, gets to the middle of the lane, just muscled her way to her spot. And now Larisha Cawthorn's got 4. That's the lead for Franklin Simpson.
And nobody could just stop her. When she got the ball, again, when she gets the ball around that high post right there, there's really nothing defenders can do outside of just get a hand up.
Hudson brings it across for South Warren. Scoreless so far. Driving right side. Goes into the body of Smith. No call. A lot of contact as Chloe went down. Here comes Cawthorn the other way. 3-on-3. Larisha stops at the free throw line and she drains the jumper. Flexes and lets out a scream after the fact.
And again, we know that this team can operate in the half-court sense, but when they are running the court like they are really hard to stop, especially with the many options they can do.
South Warren cannot win this game if they're turning the ball over.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Hudson against Ray, stops at the elbow. She's fouled on the floor before firing up a jumper. And that'll be the first foul against Vanessa Ray and allow South Warren to bring in their first substitutions. Autumn Gatewood and Catherine Calvert come in. Gatewood, a sophomore, averaging 2.5 points, 2.8 rebounds per game. Calvert averages 3.5 points, one of their better shooters at 30% from deep on the season.
And she has some range to her as well.
She does. Hit a couple threes against Franklin Simpson in the first matchup between these two teams. Inbound pass comes into Lindsay down low, and she's hit across the head by Vanessa Ray. And for a second straight game, we see Vanessa in foul trouble. That's her second.
Yeah, you wouldn't want her to kind of go for that steal, especially from behind. Just not the best play to make right there. But we do know that Coach Taylor has trust in her to come back in and not play with those fouls. So we should see her probably soon early in the second.
Hudson will inbound as Jasmine Savage came in for Ray. She, Brown, Butler the guards, Cawthorn and Smith have been out there the whole way. Lindsay on the left wing, Cawthorn on her. Brown switches on off a screen. Lindsay stuck on the baseline. Nice find to a cutting Hudson, and her mid-range jumper from 10 falls through.
And that was just great play design. I mean, having players move off the ball, that's recipes for success.
Brown up top, sends it over to Butler. 2:14 left in the quarter, 10-6 Franklin Simpson. Larisha, baseline, goes right into the body of Gatewood, misses the first time, gets it back. Second try, no good. Third, and she's fouled. Relentless.
And it's just hard because if you don't box out Larisha, she's going to get every single board that goes up there. And again, kudos to her for she has this insatiable hustle for the game that anytime the ball is up in the air, she's going to go after it.
We've spent time, I think, off the air talking about how rebounding is such an art. We always talk about Dennis Rodman and the way that he studied it so much. For Larisha, it's less art and more heart. I mean, she just wants it more than everybody out there as she misfires on the first free throw. We talked about the adjustment. Larisha's a great free throw shooter on the season, shooting 70%. She gets there 7 times per game. And especially where Franklin Simpson is operating now, those right stands behind the basket completely empty. As Cawthorn is able to make the second on this left side, it's filled out with mostly Franklin Simpson fans. As the Lady Cat fans spilled out over what was their assigned section. 11-6 now the score. Right side, Lindsay. Hudson wants it up top, tries to cut, now gets it at the elbow. Right block it goes, and it's overthrown off the hand of Autumn Gatewood as Hudson tried to scissor it in before the defense could react.
And the pressure is just really making Southmoreland having to make quick decisions, and in those quick decisions, we've seen multiple turnovers.
Southmoreland just 6 points so far in this ballgame. They are 0-9 this season when scoring under 40. And we know Franklin Simpson dominates with that number. They're 67-0 under Coach Taylor when they hold teams under that mark. Cawthorn muscles through, paints in a jumper, count it, and one. It's Larisha's world, and right now we're just living in it.
9 quick points to start off this first quarter. Add on 4 rebounds to that, and she is really having herself a game already.
Was a bit of a broken play, just got it, and then spun around, went right into the body of Stroh. Got the jumper to go for good measure. Cawthorn's already got 9 points. As she bends and fires up the free throw, misses long, and it's pulled down by Lindsay. 13-6 Franklin Simpson, minute and a half to go first quarter. Pass thrown away, Chloe Smith with the steal. Against Hudson, drives in, and Chloe Smith gets her first bucket of the game.
And I bet that's great for her to see, an easy bucket for her. And when she gets going, this team is nearly impossible to beat.
15-6 Franklin Simpson. Applying full court pressure now. Right side, Lindsay. Back to Hudson on the left side. Throws it into the corner, and Chloe Smith tips it into the official who was on the sideline, so that's out of bounds.
If he was on the court, then technically he's a part of the court, and I don't think that would have been an out-of-bounds call, if I'm right.
I think he was on the line. It's kind of tight over here on the sideline with as far up as the press row comes. As Franklin Simpson is trying to figure out a substitution here. Nasia Nolan was going to come in for Jasmine Savage, but I don't think officially checked in. Now she comes in.
Not using to have to run all the way.
It's much different.
Much different, yeah.
Everything's different here in Diddle. But the Lady Cats not bothered. They lead at 15-6. Fugate gets the inbound. Gives it to Overbay on the left side. Hudson is up top. Lanaya Brown is back on that matchup. Hudson 2 points in this ball game. Has it knocked away by Brown as she was trying to direct traffic. Lanaya in transition goes right at Hudson. Misses. Nasia Nolan gets it back and her putback goes. 17-6.
The beauty of having players not give up on a play, even though it looks like an easy layup. And Nasia Nolan hustle, and we talked about her impact coming back from injury, and she's really showing it now.
And what a great steal. Hudson just had the ball in one hand and was pointing out to everybody where to go, and Lanaya noticed and just took it away.
Can't go to sleep on these Lady Cats.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Stroh up top, guarded by Smith.
She's wanting to shoot it.
Brings it back to the midcourt logo. They might isolate this. They've got the court cleared out. Calvert wraps, doesn't get it. Instead, Stroud still holds with 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. Hudson Wanted it, Brown denies. Stroh goes at Smith on the block. Spins, fakes once, leaves it underneath to a cutting Calvert. Her layup misses long. Rebound tip. Calvert gets it back. Nasia Nolan takes it away. 5 seconds, 4 seconds left in the quarter. Gets it to Cawthorn. Midcourt shot. Sailed it over the backboard and put both hands up in shock that she muscled it up that much. That really the only flaw of the quarter for Larisha Cawthorn, who scores 9. South Warren has 6. And the Lady Cats lead at 17-6 at the end of the first frame here inside Diddle Arena. You're listening to Lady Cat Basketball on 92.3 WFKM.
Hi, my name is Ellison Wolhite, and I'm playing Ariel in The Little Mermaid. We wanted to invite you on a magical adventure under the sea. Come see Franklin Simpson High School's production of The Little Mermaid March 21st through the 23rd at the FSHS PAC. You'll meet all my friends Flounder, Sebastian, and even that wicked sea witch Ursula. We'll sing, dance, and take you on an unforgettable journey. Pre-sale tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for students. So what are you waiting for? Come be part of our world and make a splash with The Little Mermaid.
Thank you. The Lady Cats of Franklin Simpson go 8 for 14 from the floor in the opening quarter against South Warren. The Lady Spartans attempt just 6 shots, and it's 17-6 FS as we get the second quarter underway from Diddle Arena at the 4th region tournament. South Warren had the first possession, but Lanaya Brown deflected the inbound pass and steals it away. She's off to a great start for FS. 3 steals already. The Lady Cats as a team already with 6. South Warren with 9 turnovers to Franklin's 3. Cawthorn has it on the baseline. She's the star so far with 9 points, 4 rebounds. Seeking career double-double, number 62. Has it left elbow, drives, steps back over Fugate, missed that jumper. Rebound fought for, and Chloe Smith picks up a foul against Juniper Stroh from behind.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Lanaya Brown is just making it so tough on McLean. I mean, she just not able to get any space, and I don't know if they're going to try to maybe do some actions for her because they're going to need a screen or do something to get Lanaya off of her.
It was 10-6 in that first quarter. Lady Cats ended it on a 7-0 run thanks largely to transition. They've scored 8 points off turnovers in this game already. As ball is held on the left wing by Lindsay, gets it to McLean. Hudson, Jasmine Savage nearly took it away from her inside, but Hudson holds on and is able to rip through and score. She's now got 4 to lead the way for the Lady Spartans. Nasia Nolan is left alone for 3 on the left side, rattles off. Chloe Smith with an offensive rebound, goes right at Fugate, can't finish. But good to see her collecting those, going right back up with them. And Chloe Smith now will have a pair of free throws.
Yeah, and we talked about it, right? That's a deep three right there. I mean, she was on the black line, which, again, is a couple feet off where the actual three-point line was. But, again, this team right now, they're rebounding so well as a team. I have 7 total rebounds to Russellville, South Warren's 4. I said Russellville. I'm in the wrong game right now.
First free throw good for Chloe Smith. She's now got 3 points in this one. Again, took 4 total shots at the region tournament last year. Managed to score 8 points off of those. As she takes her time, fires up this second free throw, and it switches home.
But, you know, the score is eerily similar to what that first quarter back at South Warren was. It was 15-8 after 1 in that first quarter. Very similar. So Franklin Simpson just continued to keep up the pressure, and they can coast to a win.
Lady Cats lead by 11 now, 19-8, minute into this second quarter. They led it by 15 at halftime of that game, but South Warren cut that lead to 7 going into the fourth. Lindsay in the corner, tries to pass it out to Overbay, but it's deflected. Here comes Nasia Nolan the other way. Again, right at Hudson and Nasia Nolan. We've seen this development. The left hand in transition has been basically perfect, and it's now 21-8. Nasia has 4.
And that's the importance of being able to use your left hand.
Cross-court pass onto the baseline. Trying to leave it underneath for Fugate was Carly Smith. It's deflected After Fugate couldn't control it, here comes Franklin Simpson. Cawthorn down low, tries to fire it out to a wide open Jasmine Savage. It sails out of bounds, and the coaching staff is telling her even more wide open and closer to you was Nasia Nolan right behind you on the right wing.
And let's go back to Chloe Smith, because right now she is doing so much that I don't know if they'll count it as steals on the stat sheet, but she has deflected so many passes already, and that last one came to a Nasia Nolan transition layup.
Lanaya Brown comes out. Vanessa Ray back in with her 2 fouls. The only foul trouble for either side early on in this ball game. She's guarding Hudson. Pass near side. Another deflection. It's stolen away by Chloe Smith. Chloe, Euro in transition, goes right at Jenna Lindsay. And Smith now has 6. Timeout taken. The Lady Cats have ballooned this to a 23-8 lead. 13-2 run now for Franklin Simpson. It's a full timeout. We'll take one with them. 6:04 left in the second quarter. Lady Cats lead it 23-8 here on 92.3 WFKN. Franklin Simpson leading South Warren 23-8 with 6:04 left in the second quarter, brought to you by Wilkins Eye Care. Wilkins Eye Care, we love the Lady Cats and support all of the players and coaches' eye care needs. We are accepting new patients, so call us at 270-776-2020 to make an appointment with Wilkins Eye Care in Franklin. Tyler Eaton and Tavius Babb with you as we get back underway. South Warren has possession, trailing it by 15. The Lady Cats currently on a 13-2 run from the end of the first quarter to the start of this second quarter. And so much of it has been off of turnovers. Chloe Smith was nearly going to get another one, but instead McLean Hudson never got past half court, called for the 10 seconds. She was literally a foot from the half court line mid-making a pass, and they blow the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, this Lady Cat full court pressure is just causing so many problems for South Warren. And then on the other end, Franklin Simpson, a very stark contrast. The role players on this team are stepping it up as far as the efficiency of which they're shooting.
Majayla Butler left elbow. She hit a mid-range jumper earlier. Gives to Cawthorn baseline. Double team. Back to Butler. Outside Nolan. Guarded loosely by Hudson. Now gives it to Savage in the right corner. Looking down low at Smith. Instead goes out to Nolan. Now to Butler. Majayla, one dribble. Kick out. Nolan drives right. Lost it off her own knee, but goes back to get it at the wing. Now to Savage, who hands it back to Nolan, and they'll reset. They've got Chloe on one block, Larisha on the other, and now they switch the set, and Cawthorn comes to get it up at the top of the key with 5:15 left before halftime.
And the good thing about having Larisha actually run the point in this play is that she has a free reign to the rim, and so they're going to actually have to come out a little bit more to guard against her.
Smith sets her a high screen up top. Larisha crosses over, sends it over to Savage on the right wing. Back to Cawthorn, top of the key to Nolan. Majayla Butler left corner, thought about a baseline jumper, instead goes to Smith down low, one-on-one, missed the hook shot. Fighting for the rebound, Majayla Butler on the floor, up with it, and is able to save it to Nasia Nolan. Man, that's what Majayla Butler does.
Just a straight hustler.
But then Savage has called for a travel up top as she collected a pass, and immediately threw it to Cawthorn, but must have shuffled the feet somehow in the half a second she had that basketball.
Yeah, I couldn't really see it from this side, but going back on Majayla Butler, all season long, when she's come in, her big thing is defense and rebounding the basketball, and that's what she's excelled at ever since she's really come into this role on this team.
Lady Spartans looking to break through this drought as Hudson drives on the right side. She lost it for a moment, now trapped by Butler and Brown. Her pass stolen away. Guess who? Chloe Smith again crosses over in transition, steps back to the left block, missed the layup long, but there's Larisha Cawthorn, and she's into double figures with 11.
the difference in play right now is on that fast break, there were 3 Franklin players down the court and only 1 South Warren player, as another turnover caused by team defense of this Franklin Simpson.
Hudson was trapped by Brown and Butler. She brought it across half court and lost it off her own leg. Lanaya was the star offensively with her 17 points in the district championship game, but my goodness, she's got it done on the defensive end today.
She has really played Hudson so tough in this game. And, again, collectively as a defense, they are playing outstanding right now.
Butler up top, gives it right back to Savage on the right wing, to Brown on the baseline. Back out to Savage. One dribble, gets a screen from Cawthorn, now gives it to Butler. Steps in at the elbow. Tarisha left corner. Guarded loosely by Fugate, puts it on the floor. Baseline, fires up a short jumper. It's missed. Rebound batted out. They say last touch by Lanaya Brown.
And again, I do like the shots, though. Larisha continuing to be aggressive throughout all the quarters. We've seen star players kind of really lose their steam as quarters go from quarter, but Larisha still being aggressive. Team-wise, defensively, they still haven't allowed, outside of that one field goal, a bucket in this quarter.
Lindsay has it deep on the left wing across half court to Fugate at the elbow. Kick out left corner. Stroh with the best look South Warren has had. Missed the three-pointer. Butler was tied up for the rebound. It's still loose on the floor. Both teams fighting for it. Now a jump ball has to be called, and the arrow favors Franklin Simpson. Offensively now, we've seen that set that the Lady Cats just ran where they've overloaded the right side of the floor with all 4 players that aren't Larisha Cawthorn, and they've given her that left side to go to work on.
Yeah, they have. And, the one thing I would want to see in this half-court set is when Lanaya Brown does have it in the short corner, I want her to shoot it, test the waters, make the defense come out to you.
Baseline, Chloe Smith has it back out to Brown, now to Ray. Right elbow Savage to Cawthorn, goes to work on the right baseline this time, wraps around and hits another short jumper. Cawthorn has 13 points.
A small little hop step for her, and she's just so athletic, able to really have a lot of hang time when she goes up for a shot. I think there's a
wild
walk.
Pass, then ends up being stolen anyways. Here comes Cawthorn, left block goes at Hudson. Larisha Cawthorn has 15 points. She had 21 in the first round of this tournament last year against ACS, 18 in the semifinal against Bowling Green. The Lady Spartans have nothing for her so far in this one. Here comes Stroh, kick out. Lindsay, a clean look for 3 on the left wing, and she's fouled on a closeout from Chloe Smith, who came out too aggressively to try to recover.
The only mistake that Franklin on the defensive end has caused. But, outside of that, there have been so many turnovers caused by this Franklin defense right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave. I was going to say leave this lineup on the court, but they're going to have Nasia Nolan come back in.
Either Ray or Smith with the 2 fouls likely to come out. As the first free throw misses for Lindsay because there's 3, they're going to wait for the second one to bring in the substitutions. Franklin Simpson's done a great job of not letting South Warren get to the line. They'll only have 5 free throw attempts after this set. Second one goes through for Lindsay. It's now 29-9, and Smith does come out, so it's a 4-guard lineup for Franklin Simpson. First time we've seen it. Larisha and Chloe have been out there all game until this moment with 2:38 left before halftime. Before that free throw, Franklin Simpson had been on a 19-2 run. Third one rattles off. And here come the Lady Cats the other way. Still up by 20, 2.5 minutes left before halftime. Right side, Nasia Nolan. Gives it up to Savage, right elbow. Back out Nolan, now left side Ray. Cawthorn, baseline again. Gets right to the rim, left the layup short, but fouled.
Again, just being aggressive. She's immediately going straight towards the baseline and really having her way where, Fugate can't really do anything with her.
South Warren is leaving her on an island.
They're leaving her on an island. She has the size to keep up as far as that, but doesn't have the speed to keep up with the Larisha. And so they're having to send help, and that help is what's fouling.
And the big thing for Franklin Simpson in this game, when you look back at the region tournament last year, as Cawthorn makes the first free throw, you knew teams were going to pack the paint. You knew they were going to dare Franklin Simpson to shoot. The Lady Cats have not taken the bait. They continue to work this ball inside, and because we get the official stats here at the region tournament, we'll have the official points in the paint number at halftime, but the Lady Cats are dominating that battle.
And even with both their great shooters on, as Larisha misses the second one, even with both their great shooters on the court of Jasmine Savage and Nasia Nolan, they're really still attacking the paint and not giving an inch in that regard.
Hudson left side, goes at Brown, now leaves it off for Stroh. Stroh just 2 points on a couple free throws so far. Their last 3 wins, she's been in double figures in all 3. Overbay right side, tries to go down low to Fugate. Cawthorn wrapped around and picked it off. Larisha gets a blocking foul called as there was contact. She's walking back like it's an offensive foul. It was a block. She thought she was going to get called for the charge. She was a little out of control, but fortunately for her, Overbay was not set, and she picks up her second foul and will probably come out here before this inbound. The officials are now going to discuss. And now the substitution comes in as Overbay leaves with her fouls, and Tanaya Osborne checks in for the first time for South Warren. As I think they get a bench warning against South Warren as well in the midst of everything. As we'll get back underway, 1:55 left in the quarter. Lady Cats with possession up 30-9. Right corner, Nolan drives in baseline, leaves it on a bounce pass for Brown. What a skip pass, and Lanaya is fouled on her layup try.
That was a beautiful pass by Nation Nolan. I don't know how she even got it through there. I mean, just a beautiful pass. And this team right now, when the ball's not in Larisha's hands, everybody else is playing really well off of each other.
As Lanaya bends and fires up the first free throw, misses long. Lady Cats, their only struggle has really been at the line so far in this one. They're 3 for 5 in this quarter, 4 for 8 overall. Lanaya's second gets the bounce off the back of the rim, and she's in the scorebook for the first time tonight. It's 31-9 Lady Cats. 1:50 left before the half.
Still in that full court pressure with Majayla Butler really bringing up the helm.
Left side, Stroh, Butler all over her. Now hands to Hudson. Butler and Nolan trapped for a moment. Now it goes on the right side to Lindsay. Brown on her. They put Butler on McLean Hudson. She'll get a screen from Lindsay. I don't know if that's very useful because now Lanaya Brown switches on. Hudson has to pick up her dribble, gives it to Lindsay right side. Butler all over her. I don't know what those guard-to-guard screens are going to do in this game as Hudson does a good job cutting off the ball and goes into the body of Cawthorn, who fouls her on a layup try.
As she was hunting that block. You know, I've never seen a team really play at the pace of the way the ball moves. Usually you tell teams, hey, the ball moves faster than the opposing team, so move the ball around as quick as you can. But this team is really great on rotating and not allowing any kind of open space. And even then, even when the open space came, Larisha Cawthorn was waiting down low to swat anything that comes in the paint.
Hudson misses the first of these 2 free throws. Her first 2 free throw attempts of the game. She averages 6.5 free throw tries per game on the season. She's taken double-digit free throws 6 times. The second falls through. She's now got 5 points, and it's 31-10 Franklin Simpson with 1:19 left in the second quarter, brought to you by Wilkins Eye Care. They're accepting new patients, so call at 270-776-2020 to make an appointment with Wilkins Eye Care. Cawthorn walks it up for Franklin Simpson. Lady Cats up by 21. They've only given up 4 points in this second quarter. Nolan right side to Brown, guarded loosely by Hudson. Now to Ray up top. Left corner, Savage. Down low, Cawthorn triple team. Brown drives, splits through 2 defenders, and drops it in.
I do not know how she kept her balance, but that was amazing by Lanaya Brown. Splitting the double team and finishing the layup.
Lady Cats take a quick 30-second timeout with 55 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see Sanaya Downey for the first time tonight out of the timeout. Sanaya, one of those 7 seniors, averaging a point per game, just like Majayla Butler, defensive specialist for the Lady Cats. Lanaya able to get her first field goal of the game. I think the South Warren defense thought she was going to kick it out into the corner, but Lanaya kept it herself. And despite just the 3 points so far, the thing that's carried over from the game in the district championship on Thursday is the aggressiveness. And you said looking to see her score a little bit more in the mid-range. She's picked that up here in the second quarter. She's at least trying to find her spots to work and get inside.
And I think the beauty of that is she doesn't have to score in bunches like a Larisha Cawthorn, but if she is being aggressive, she's drawing the defense towards her. And, I mean, that opens up the court for everybody else in the court. Whenever you have a Jasmine Savage in the corner, you're able to drive in, kick it out. You have a Nasia Nolan on the wing. I mean, this team right now, again, just playing great. And right now, South Warren has to get the ball in there.
They huddled up too long, and the official literally put it on the baseline and started counting. So Lady Spartans had to sprint out of their huddle, and they get it into Hudson, who gives it over on the left side to Stroh as we're back underway. Stroh's pass tipped, stolen, Cawthorn. Larisha crossover at the free throw line, steps through around Hudson, a little razzle-dazzle, and a deuce for good measure. LaRisha scored 9 in both quarters. Here comes Jenna Lindsay, 35-10 Franklin Simpson. Nolan all over Lindsay on the left side.
She is in the chair right now.
Screen set by Fugate up top. It goes to Stroh in the corner. Out to Hudson with 18 seconds left to go in the first half. Drives, just throws one up looking for a foul and does get the call. Wedge between Downey and Brown defensively. That one purely to get to the free throw line, and that's what she does best, and was able to lean in and get the call against Downey.
And, you know, we called the game a couple of nights ago with Franklin playing against Logan County, how we said that they didn't able to have Hightower get any clean shots around the whole game, and that's the same thing that's happening tonight, where Hudson hasn't really had a clean look at the basket.
She's now 2 for 3 at the free throw line as Nolan comes out. Jasmine Savage will come in, and again, they didn't properly do the substitution because they're not used to having. Usually you can just tap anywhere on the table, but here you have to run all the way down to the official scorer and do so. Second free throw good for Hudson. She's 3 for 4 at the stripe in the quarter. She's got 5 of their 6 in this frame. It's 35-12 Franklin Simpson. 8 seconds to work with in the half. Brown brings it across. 6 seconds. Crosses over right. Gets inside. Had it lost. Butler recovers it. And Majayla Butler hits another mid-range jumper just before the horn. The bench goes crazy. 2 Majayla Butler jumpers in one game. Everything going Franklin Simpson's way. They lead at 37-12 at halftime over South Warren here in the opening round of the girls' 4th region basketball tournament inside Diddle Arena. We'll take a break. When we come back, we get you all the stats from that opening half. And for Franklin Simpson, waiting ahead if they can seal the deal, another matchup against Barron County, the Trojanettes, who they went to double overtime with at their place last month. Another half left to go, 37-12. Franklin Simpson leading it at the break over South Warren here inside Diddle Arena. You're listening to the 4th Region Tournament on 92.3 WFKN.
Hey, Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go, Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky.
They took 2 shots that quarter.
That's crazy. 4 for 7. Oh, they didn't count the 3-point heat from LaRisha.
Oh.
I guess I won't count it either.
Halftime inside Diddle Arena at the break, 37-12. Franklin Simpson leading South Warren in this girls' 4th region basketball tournament opener. Tyler Eaton joined by Tavia Spab courtside. Thank you to everyone joining us, whether you're listening on WFKN, watching along on Channel 9. It's always an honor to get to bring basketball from Diddle Arena, and it's even better when we get to do it twice. First with the Lady Cats and with the Wildcats coming up next week. And So far, you really have to dig into this if you want to find a negative in this game for Franklin Simpson. 37-12 in the first half. And these are real numbers. Certified, official, you can bank on it. South Warren takes 8 shots. They go 3 for 8 from the field. Franklin Simpson takes 27. The Lady Cats shooting 59% from the floor. 8 shots for South Warren to 18 turnovers. 13 steals for Franklin Simpson, 4 from Chloe Smith, 3 apiece for Lanaya Brown and Larisha Cawthorn, who has 18 points in this opening half, 8 for 13 from the floor to go along with 5 rebounds and a block shot as well. The stat sheet being stuffed across the board for Franklin Simpson. Nasia Nolan with 6 points to go along with 6 from Chloe Smith. McLean Hudson leads South Warren with her 7, but TB, as we talked about coming in, she was going to have to be the one to beat you. The rest of the team has not proven that you can have those games where you let her get hers and the rest of the team will step up and knock you out. That just hasn't been the case this year, but they just haven't had a chance to do it with just 8 shot attempts in this game. They've taken more free throws with 9 than field goals.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is right now the pressure coming from half court is just suffocating, right? You have players that are – it's like you're playing man-to-man defense and you're not giving up an inch. You're pressing the defense, and football-wise, so on the basketball court-wise, we're seeing Lanaya Brown deny the ball. We're seeing Nasia Nolan deny the ball, sit in the chair, playing great defense. And like you said, I mean, this team can't come back. They can't score because they're just turning the ball over constantly.
The biggest number that stands out to me in this first half, we talked about this earlier, Franklin Simpson has been dared to score inside. The Lady Cats have only taken 1 3-pointer. 0 for 1 from outside. South Warren has only been able to get up 1 3-pointer in this opening half. The Lady Cats with 24 points in the paint and 19 points off turnovers, not to mention how well the bench has played for the Lady Cats in this one. I will say with these official numbers, I'm going to have to rattle through and see what they might have just misfired or not gotten the Majayla Butler bucket on there individually. They've only got her with 2 points on our sheet. She's got 4 points in this one, and actually I think what they messed up. They gave an extra one to Nasia instead of Majayla. Nasia Nolan's got 4. Majayla Butler's got 4. Those two with the 8 bench points for Franklin Simpson, and they've kept up that pressure between those two. Lanaya Brown, Vanessa Ray's been limited with a couple of fouls, and even Jasmine Savage. She's not known for the pressure. She's not known for the quickness, but she's an extremely smart defender. Sanaya Downey came in there for a little bit at the end of the half. There has been no space to operate for South Warren anywhere. We can talk about the offense all we want to. The defense has decided this game.
Yeah, the defense is where it started. And, again, when the ball is in the half court, they've just given it to Larisha and let it go to work. But when the ball is coming across and they steal the ball and create a turnover, they are off to the races. Again, I pointed out in a possession ago where there was a fast break and there were 3 Lady Cat offensive players against 1 South Warren defender, and there was a missed shot in between that. And so South Warren, they just weren't getting back on defense. Our Lady Cats are playing tough. They're playing hard. Everybody is playing their role, and it is a great game so far for these Lady Cats.
Rest of the scoring goes 2 points for Vanessa Ray with the foul trouble, 3 points for Lanaya Brown coming off a career-high 17 in the district championship game. But, man, she has been so assertive defensively with her 3 steals. The Lady Cats, it feels strange. I think some of these are just – they're not giving a lot of time on these assists. They've only got 3 assists for Franklin Simpson. It feels like they most certainly should have more than that with the steals, the transition passes, and the buckets off the turnovers. For South Warren, they're being out-rebounded 12-7. They've only scored 4 points in the paint in this ball game. The Lady Cats have shut them out on second-chance points, fast breaks, and that's largely because the Lady Cats have played extremely clean offensively, just 5 turnovers in the opening half of this game. That had been an issue the last few for the Lady Cats. It has not been so far tonight. Franklin Simpson leading at 37-12 over South Warren. Barron County awaiting the winner of this game. The Trojanettes were in some trouble early on against Cumberland County. Not out the gates. They were leading it 10-3, but then found themselves trailing 13-10. After the end of the first quarter, they would go on to outscore Cumberland County in every quarter the rest of the game, winning it 52-39, setting up what most people believe to be a showdown in the semifinals between the 2 best teams in this region. They met in the regular season at Barron County, went into double overtime. Franklin Simpson had to rally from a steep third-quarter deficit. They were aided by some foul trouble on the Barron County side, were able to get into it, had an excellent performance in that game from Vanessa Ray. Larisha Cawthorn helped to close it out with one of her signature 20-plus point performances, something that over the course of her career she has done time after time. She's done it 17 times this season. She's just 2 points off that mark. At the bottom of the bracket, we just saw head coach Jenny Neville. She was chatting with the legendary Jay Turner to my right, who does all of these region tournament games on the radio, boys and girls. Her Lady Raiders get perhaps the most interesting matchup of this region tournament against Metcalfe County, the champions coming out of the 16th district. You never really know what to expect with the 16th, but Metcalfe beat Barron County in the regular season. Warren East, record-wise, the best of the runners-up in this region. And then the other game, Bowling Green, Todd County Central, a rematch of last year's region championship game happening in the opening round. Most people said this, and I agree with it. I think the only exceptions would maybe be Logan County. You can argue Allen County, Scottsville, but they weren't ever going to come out of that 15th. The two best teams came out of the 15th. You could make it a toss-up between Logan County and Todd County Central, but it makes this tournament even better, TB, to where it works out, to where it truly feels like you got the 8 best teams, and every game felt like a toss-up coming in. Cumberland County gave Barron County all they could handle, but Franklin Simpson so far has shut that down.
Yeah, Franklin Simpson has done a great job. And like you said, the competition has been great also for in this tournament. And I would expect to see nothing less but great games going forward. And as long as Franklin Simpson persists in what they're doing today, they keep on creating turnovers with the South Warren team, not allowing South Warren to even shoot the ball. I mean, they're going to coast their way to a victory. And then, like you said, that vaunted rematch, that double overtime rematch that I will actually be in attendance for a Barron County Franklin Simpson game. You know,
hopefully, since I'm not alone, it won't go into double overtime. I've done two solo broadcasts in Barron County. Both have gone into double overtime in at least one of the games. I'm sick of it. That game, if Franklin Simpson finishes the job, Tuesday, 6:30, Franklin Simpson, Barron County. We, of course, will have the coverage for you here on WFKN as well as on Channel 9. Getting set to start the second half of play from Diddle Arena with its third quarter, brought to you by Clark CPA and Advisory Group at 927 Brookhaven Road in Franklin. As a former athlete at FSHS, Tanner Clark knows a thing or two about basketball and a thing or two about money. Tax questions or issues that you need consultation for, need bookkeeping or payroll done. Tanner and his team, they do it all. Call them at 270-586-9899. South Warren will start with possession, trailing 37-12. They were down 31-16 in the regular season game between these two teams. They came out and scored 18 points in the third quarter of that one, a lot of it from three-point range. Let's see what they do here. McLean Hudson starts with a right elbow jumper. It misses long, but the rebound is out. Last touch by Franklin Simpson, so the Lady Spartans will have a baseline inbound.
And that is a good sound for South Warren that they're getting shots off. That was, it was a difficult shot, but it's a shot that she can make. And, I mean, if you're South Warren, you just have to get shots up at this point.
Yeah, I think that's the priority. You cannot hunt for the cleanest look imaginable. They get the cleanest look imaginable, though, off the inbound as Jenna Lindsay is screened wide open on the left block. She scores for her second field goal. She's got 5. Hudson has 7. The rest of the team combined has 2. Savage holds in the right corner. Vanessa Ray comes to get it top of the key. Puts it on the floor. Thought about a jumper. Instead gives it to Chloe Smith for a left elbow J. And Chloe Smith is up to 8 points.
And again, that just continues the excellence of this team right now, passing the ball very well, shooting the ball efficiently.
39-14, Franklin Simpson, 7:10 left, third quarter. Right side, thinking about a jumper, then having knocked away was Overbay. Gets it back now, gives to Lindsay. Wrapping around now up top, Hudson, guarded by Ray. Spins at the elbow, picks up her dribble, gives to Stroh. Fires up a 3 over Savage. That misses short, and Vanessa Ray skies through to get the rebound. Being pressured by Lindsay, but gets away and then fouled on the far sideline.
And, you know, going back on that Chloe Smith play, I mean, that was just her closeout speed was impeccable. I thought that they were going to get the shot off right there, and Chloe Smith just really quick to closing out. That's just fundamentals that have been taught by Coach Taylor throughout the season that, I mean, again, you can't discount the little things.
Chloe now 3 for 5 from the floor after that elbow jumper. Again, she took 4 shots in total at the region tournament last year. Vanessa Ray drives in from the elbow, flips one up against Lindsay. It's missed short, and the rebound is collected by Overbay for South Warren. One of those two seniors alongside Jenna Lindsay. Here comes McLean Hudson, the junior star. Sends it over on the left wing. Stroh for 3. Misses long. Smith between 2 defenders gets the rebound and gets it off to Vanessa Ray, and she's bumped from behind again by Lindsay, so that's her 3rd.
And Chloe Smith, again, just being active on the boards. We've seen that in the past few games, just always being down there doing the dirty work. And then obviously on the defensive end, 5 steals for her. At least that's what I have. I know the stats may differ from the official stats, but I'm counting my stats.
Well, now I've got to question the official stats because they didn't give Majayla Butler her mid-range jumper. In our hearts, we know she's got 4. Nasia Nolan comes in for Vanessa Ray, gets it in the left corner. Nasia, I'd love to say you have 6, but you've got 4 points. As it goes down low to Smith again. Goes to work against Fugate. Fakes once. Goes up with the right hand. She's fouled. Clearly, they don't call that one. And it's rebounded by South Warren. That's really the first one they've missed. I think the crew has done a good job today. Hudson right side. Thought about a 3. Now gives it right corner to Calvert. In for South Warren. Down low. Stroh against Cawthorn, has it swatted, and Larisha collects it in the same act. Ahead, Lanaya Brown fakes on the block, well defended down there by Overbay, walked with it, they didn't call that either. Smith got an open look off the pass, it's missed, Cawthorn gets it, she's hit on the nose, scores anyway. Larisha Cawthorn has 20 points for the 18th time this season, and TB, I was here on this floor yesterday when WKU women's star Lexi Mead was hit in the face, had a bloody nose, had to go to the locker room, came out with a mask back on, and it doesn't look as though Larisha was hit to that degree. But she's going to go to the line for the free throw. What a game she's had.
Wanted her to come out the LeBron mask, 2013 LeBron, but yeah, the unicorn just getting things done, 20 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple of block shots for her. She's done it all.
Free throw rattles home. Larisha now 3 for 6 at the free throw line with 21 points. It's 42-14 Franklin Simpson. Fugate comes out a little bit of a smaller lineup now with Gatewood in, who actually matches up better defensively against Cawthorn. Left side, Stroh with it, gives it to Hudson. Left alone for a 3, and she bangs it home. The first triple of the game for either side. Franklin left McLean Hudson. That's the first time she's had space all game, and she made the Lady Cats pay as on the other end, double dribble called against Lanaya Brown.
Yeah, like we said, Hudson, I mean, just a very clean look. I haven't seen her that open the entire game. Franklin Simpson, this is the moment where you got to really settle in. You've turned the ball over a couple of times. You missed a couple shots. You don't want this a repeat of last matchup.
Hudson averages 2 3-pointers made per game. By far the best mark on the South Warren team. They try to get it to her again. Ray picks off the pass, but stepped on the sideline. Tried to catch it and pass it in the same act because she knew she was falling out of bounds, but couldn't quite get it back in play. With 5:08 left in this third quarter, the Lady Cat lead is 25.
So far, the best quarter for South Warren.
Wide open inbound again. Calvert is wide open. Right block, but missed the layup. It came in from deep on the left side to the right block. Cawthorn tries to flip one ahead to Smith, but just overthrew it. And it's back out of bounds to South Warren.
Yeah, I'd say the most inefficient quarter for this Lady Cat team. But again, defensively, I mean, it's 5-5 as far as points go in the quarter. And so if you're Franklin Simpson, I mean, you're not going to play perfect all 4 quarters. But if you can match South Warren, you're still riding high.
Reality is you're going to get South Warren's best shot in this third quarter. Hudson gets the elbow, kicks it out left corner. Another open 3. This one missed by Carly Smith, but an offensive rebound by Stroh. Her putback no good. Smith clears this time off to Savage. To Cawthorn, up ahead, right side, kicks it into gear, gets around Hudson, and scores in stride.
And nobody there just to challenge Cawthorn as she's going downhill. There's nobody that can stop her. Just a beast when she's going down the paint.
She's got 23 points. Committed to play at Tennessee Tech, but doesn't want to get her college career started without a trip to Rupp Arena for the state tournament. Tips it away from Stroh here on the right side, and it hits Stroh on the leg. Back to the Lady Cats.
Another turnover for South Warren. They just really can't get anything going in this game.
Talia Spencer, the senior forward for Franklin Simpson, checks in for the first time as Smith comes out. She's appeared in every game for the Lady Cats, collected 19 points with 26 rebounds over the course of the season. Ray operates out of the point. Nolan on 1 week, Savage in the right corner. Both bigs on the elbows as Ray gets inside, kicks it out. Sav thought about a 3. Now goes to Cawthorn. Larisha. She's going to fire it up from the top of the key. Misses long and bounces up off the top of the backboard, and Coach Taylor tells her, step up to your 3-point line, which Larisha looked down and thought about it and then decided to fire up a couple feet off that college 3-point line. And Chloe Smith will take her spot after that miss. And Coach Taylor again saying, step up and shoot from the line that you know how to shoot from.
You know, I wish Jasmine Savage would have shot the ball in the corner. I want to see her get going, at least taking a couple shots from three in this game where you have the game in hand. You obviously don't want to get carried away, but just to kind of get a feel for the court more.
Hudson drives right side, runs into a helping Savage, who is able to knock it out of bounds, and South Warren will inbound from the baseline once more. 44-17, Franklin Simpson leads. 3:39 left in the third quarter, brought to you by Clark CPA and Advisory Group. Tanner Clark and his team do it all. Call them at 270-586-9899. Lindsay misses a shot down low for South Warren off the inbound, and the Lady Cats bring it the other way. Ray puts on the brakes on the right wing, now wraps to the top of the key, and they'll set up the offense. Into the right corner. Savage down low. Smith bullies her way to the rim, and Chloe Smith is in double figures for the 6th time in the last 7 games.
4 for 7 for her. She is playing bully ball, add on 4 rebounds and 5 steals. I mean, she is really doing it all.
This is her best showing here inside Diddle Arena with 10 points, and the Lady Cats are leading at 46-17 with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
And they're clearing out the court.
Hudson gets an ISO, gets the right elbow, misfires badly on the jumper. Fugate tries to save it, but couldn't before stepping out of bounds.
And that was a good play design by South Warren. They were able to overload one side of the court to get Hudson an open look at the lane. And again, it's just really hard to start scoring in bunches where you haven't really found any rhythm in the first half.
Hudson's got 10 of their 17 points for the ball game. They've made just 5 field goals. Ray, baseline, gets caught there, bumped by Lindsay, but stepped out of bounds. They say Lindsay played it straight up, and Vanessa stepped out.
And I wonder if they're going to stay at this full court pressure or third, fourth court pressure.
Ball on the left wing, back in is Stroh. Drives into Nasia Nolan, tried to tie her up for a moment. Now it's kicked out to Hudson. A 3, that misses short from the top of the key. Nolan with a strong rebound. To Ray, here comes Vanessa. She darts across half court. Inside, kick out. Savage doesn't take the 3, instead gives it back to Ray on the wing. Top of the key, gives it to Smith on the left side. She has the mismatch against Overbay, wants to get posted, but Ray picked up her dribble. Now Coach Taylor wants to take a timeout, and she'll be granted it. It's a full. We'll take one as well. 2:07 left in the third quarter. Lady Cats lead at 46-17 over South Warren at the 4th Region Tournament on 92.3 WFKN.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust it.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.
Well, we've handled business, but I agree that I think we should get up outside shots just to see it. That's 46-17, Franklin Simpson leading over South Warren here on John Oldham Court inside historic EA Diddle Arena on the campus of Western Kentucky University, the site for the 4th Region boys and girls basketball tournaments. The Lady Cats, the favorites coming into this tournament, flexing their muscles so far, but getting ready for a heavyweight showdown on Tuesday. Chloe Smith on the baseline, out of a timeout to Nasia Nolan for a left elbow jumper, and now we can officially say Nasia Nolan has the 6 points, as they gave her 2 that should have been credited to Majayla Butler earlier on. She knocks down the J, and she has played a great game. Hudson has her shot blocked from the elbow by Chloe Smith. Vanessa Ray has it. She couldn't make the pass in time to Chloe or Larisha up ahead in transition. Instead, it goes to Savage in the right corner to Cawthorn. Right block, double team. Nolan, another left elbow jumper off the heel and through. Nasia's got 8 points.
Again, we've talked about it. When they get the ball in the short corner, magic happens. Both Chloe and Larisha are great passers in the same play. Ran again. They're just running it over and over and scoring points at will now.
50-17. Stroh guarded by Cawthorn. Nolan nearly takes it away from her. She is locked in right now.
Sitting in the chair.
Guarding Lindsay, now switches on to Overbay. Naja's guarding everyone. Savage comes to cut off a screen. It goes to Lindsay. Guess who's there? Nolan inside. Pass deflected, but it ends up with Hudson anyway. Smith thought she had another block, but they call a foul against Chloe, and that's her third.
Yeah, again, talk about Naja Nolan. She is really sitting in that chair. She is not giving an inch on the perimeter. She is locked in. Not a couple of jumpers, a few jumpers in the game.
As the first free throw falls for McLean Hudson, she's got 4 in the quarter. They started out much better, and now here they are with, just like the first and second quarters, just 6 points in the frame. On the season, averaging 50.5 per game. They scored at least 50 in all 8 games of their winning streak before their district championship loss to Bowling Green, as Hudson misses the free throw, and they're still stuck on 6 for the quarter. Ray had the rebound, needed somebody to throw to. Nobody came to help her, and she stepped thinking Larisha was going to be there and walked. 52 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, she just picked up her dribble a little bit too quickly. You want her to keep on dribbling, even with the not too much pressure on her.
Hudson inbounds into the corner, wrapping around is Carly Smith. Up top it goes to Lindsay, gets inside, left alone, and scores on the left block. Jenna Lindsay, if nothing else, has hit her season average with 7 points. Ray, double team, gets it ahead to Majayla Butler. 2-on-1, bounce past Brown, can't handle it. Knocked out of bounds, huge collision. Lindsay knocks Brown to the floor. They don't call it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by South Warren. Franklin Simpson will inbound underneath with 35 seconds left in the quarter. I understand their loose ball situation, but that one's just one you got to call.
Yeah, undercut her legs right there. On that, a good pass by Majayla, though, getting it to Lanaya. Lanaya just couldn't handle onto it, but
Ray will inbound to Cawthorn on the elbow. Double team right back to Vanessa. Missed the layup. And here comes Strode the other way. She could have gone to Nolan wide open the corner or Ray wide open underneath, and Vanessa just pushed it long. Strode drives, fires one up off the glass. Miss long. Cawthorn with the board for FS. 17 seconds left in the quarter. She walks it across half court with 23 points.
Nearing that double-double.
10 seconds left in the quarter. Vanessa drives right, all the way inside. Contact, no call, and she banked it in anyways. Wild shot, just wanted the foul, didn't get that, but she'll take the 2 points for her troubles. Franklin Simpson again defensively strangling South Warren after a strong start to the quarter. Shut down from there. It was 5-5 going both ways to start the frame. The Lady Cats still outscore them 15-8 in this third quarter, and they lead 52-20 going into the fourth here on 92.3 WFKN.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Thanks. 52-30, Franklin Simpson leads it as we enter the fourth quarter from Tittle Arena. South Warren took 8 shots in the opening half. They put up 15 in that quarter alone, in that third quarter, but only make 3 of them. And the Franklin Simpson lead is 32. Majayla Butler, left baseline, gives it to Lanaya Brown at the free throw line. Now right side, Vanessa Ray hops inside, flips up a runner. That misses short. Smith fighting for the rebound. Can't tie it up with Smith, who clears it for South Warren. Lady Spartans also hit the only three-pointer of the game in that quarter as Lanaya Brown deflected a pass before she can officially get the steal. They're going to get the foul against Ashley Overbay for South Warren. That's her third. 3 as well for Jenna Lindsay. Franklin Simpson, the only foul trouble is Chloe Smith with 3 in this one. The Lady Cats with 32 points in the paint in this ball game. They forced 19 South Warren turnovers, only one in that quarter. They operated much better offensively. We said the goal had to be to get shots up, but they just weren't going in.
That's true. And
Ray drives right side. She's fouled on the floor. Whistle perhaps tightening up a bit here in this fourth quarter with 7.5 minutes left to go.
I'll give a stat correction for myself, and we'll take their stats if it benefits us. They have Larisha at 10 rebounds total. I had her at 9. I'll give her an extra rebound. I don't mind to.
So now 62 career double-doubles and 21 this season. Majayla Butler misfires on a right side shot. Ball rolls out of bounds back to South Warren. Larisha's played 22 minutes in this game. In those 22 minutes, the Lady Cats have outscored South Warren by 30 points. But again, I mentioned Nasia Nolan, how good she's been. Just 16 minutes played. They've outscored South Warren by 24 when she's been on the floor. Ray hounding Lindsay in the backcourt. They've got to find a way to get this ball across. She trips up just as she was going to get called for the 10-second violation. South Warren gets a timeout in. We'll stay here, 52-20, Franklin Simpson leading it with 7 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. Cawthorn 23 points, 10 rebounds. Chloe Smith in double figures with 10 points. They still haven't given Majayla Butler, or they did. They finally gave Majayla her extra shot, so they went back and corrected it. She's got 4 points. Nasia Nolan with 8. So those two combining for 12 off the bench for the Lady Cats, and that's been a real issue for South Warren. They don't go very deep anyways, but getting outscored 12-0 by that Franklin Simpson bench. The Lady Cats with 19 points off turnovers. South Warren has forced 9 for Franklin Simpson, 4 of them coming in that third quarter, but they've only been able to score 4 points off those turnovers. 7 for 11 at the free throw line, but as we talked about, the magic number for South Warren was to try to get to 20. They're 9-3 when they take at least 20 free throws. They average 21 per game in their wins, just 15 per game in their losses. Went 6 for 14 in the regular season against Franklin Simpson, and they just haven't been able to force that issue enough tonight, largely because of those turnovers, most of which came in the first half. Left corner, a three-pointer for South Warren as we get back underway. Misses long for Lindsay, and Carly Smith is unable to control the rebound, but they say last touched by Chloe Smith. She didn't like the call. Looked like it was just lost down there by Carly Smith, but instead it's kept by South Warren underneath.
Yeah, it's just hard when these Franklin Simpson guards are so quick to closing out. There's not really a good way to get a clean shot off.
Up top, Hudson has it with 7 minutes left to go, guarded by Vanessa Ray. Sanaya Downey in for Franklin Simpson with Majayla Butler, Smith, and Talia Spencer, the bigs. Hudson drives this time and gets contact. So 2 more free throws on the way for McLean Hudson, who has taken 6 of their 11, and will have numbers 7 and 8 here.
And even though she did get a foul call right there, Vanessa Ray on that screen was able to go over the screen, really sucked her body in and not take any contact. I mean, again, we kind of we kind of talk about the small things when it comes to the fourth quarter, and you're up by 32 or so. But again, just another small thing that this team does really well, and again, attention to detail.
Both free throws missed. The second is tipped out of bounds to Franklin Simpson, and there they actually reward Ray for the defense. They don't call it on her. They get Chloe Smith instead for her 4th foul. Vanessa's done a good job of playing with 2 since the first half. Smith inbounds to Downey, then gets it right back. South Warren applying some full court pressure here. Ray with a crossover now to Smith on the left wing, and they've broken into the front court. Chloe dribbles to the top of the key. Now sends it over on the right side to Majayla Butler. Now up top, Ray. Majayla with 4 points, her career high is 6 against Greenwood. Crosses over against Lindsay. Gets inside, pulls from the left side, missed it long. Rebound tipped by 2 different Lady Cats. And it's picked up by Autumn Gatewood for South Warren. Up ahead, Lindsay drives around Ray, gets contact, and this time they are going to get Vanessa for the foul. And it's Jenna Lindsay that goes to the line for 2 free throws with 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this one.
Right now, South Warren playing a little bit better in this quarter, getting to the rim more times than not in this quarter.
Well, and they're taking advantage of no Larisha, Lanaya, and Jasmine Savage out there as the first free throw falls for Jenna Lindsay. She's now up to 8 points, been in double figures 7 times this season. The senior was scoreless against Franklin Simpson the first time around, but has really asserted herself offensively tonight. Second free throw short. Hudson fights for the rebound. Are they going to say she was fouled? They do. And if that's Vanessa, that's her 4th. We'll see who they get it against. Instead, they get it against Talia Spencer. Picks up her first foul, and already the Lady Cats with 3 fouls in this quarter. With 6:11 left to go in the ball game. I said it earlier, and I think Fortunately for both sides, I was right. The whistle has tightened up here in the fourth. Again, a great inbound play to Lindsay. Can't finish the layup as Butler rotated in to help. Second try, no good for Fugate as Butler clears the rebound, and the Lady Cats, they're getting set to bring in their starters. And now a technical foul called against Coach Lane Embry, who was upset about something down low. I don't know how you could be upset about anything related to fouls. Plenty of them have been called here in the quarter. But Coach Embry, perhaps in a desperation attempt to fire up his team for the final exactly 6 minutes of this game, picks up a tech. And Chloe Smith, who is a 65% shooter for Franklin Simpson but has been at 75% in 2025, will take the 2 technical free throws and swishes home the first.
Yeah, I mean, Majayla Butler played great defense down low, didn't foul, had hands straight up. And, I mean, unless they're saying that she got fouled from behind, I mean, Majayla Butler played great defense.
Chloe Smith bends and fires up the second free throw. That one misses long. Chloe now 3 for 4 at the stripe today with 11 points. But still a great performance from her to start this region tournament.
She has played very well. And, again, you love to see her get involved, find her shot. And, again, when she's operating with the ball around the free throw line, I mean, she's really killer.
Lady Cats bring in their regulars to match the regulars of South Warren. Now Savage, Brown, Nolan the guards, Smith, and Cawthorn the forwards. They just played a ton of minutes in this one, rotating in and out with Vanessa. Cawthorn has it up top. She's got a game-high 23 points to Brown right side. Drives in. Double team, wraps it out to Savage. Might have been a three-point try, but the pass was on the ground. Sav had to go down and pick it up. So instead they go out to Cawthorn. 5:40 left to go. Larisha trapped to Lanaya. Slices in from the top of the key. Right block layup misses long. Chloe tips it to herself, and then she's fouled on her putback try.
Yeah, the hard part about trapping Larisha is that she has the height advantage over just about everybody.
Yes.
When she jumps, I mean, there's nobody able to really contest any kind of pass, and then you're playing 4-on-3. And again, Chloe Smith down there on the boards, working hard. Another offensive rebound for her.
Jenna Lindsay now with 4 fouls as Chloe Smith really has had this fourth quarter to herself, standing at the free throw line between the technical now this. She's got the only 2 points for Franklin Simpson. Second on the way, misses long, and it's rebounded by Stroh. Off to Hudson with 5.5 minutes left, 54-21, Franklin Simpson leads. Stroh, cross court to Overbay, now to Hudson. Sends it into the left corner, Lindsay, catch and shoot 3 over Savage, swishes home. She's got 11 in her double figures for the 8th time this season. 54-24. Cawthorn to Lanaya Brown at midcourt. Drives around and gives it over to Savage. Up top to Chloe Smith. Guarded by Lindsay. Hands back to Lanaya Brown. Top of the key. Down low, Cawthorn double team, but collects the entry pass out to Savage. Brown, free throw line. Jay can't get it to go off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped, and Hudson up with it.
Again, great ball movement by Franklin Simpson. You're not going to have them all, but, I mean, that was just pure class of an offensive possession.
Hudson down low, goes from left block to right block to Fugate, who scores and gets the foul against Nasia Nolan. So South Warren, again, just like they did in the third quarter, starting out well offensively. We'll see if they can sustain it, but Franklin Simpson, unlike what they did at South Warren in the regular season, put this game away in the third quarter, and they've got a 54-26 lead, make it 27 as Fugate gets the and one in her first 3 points of the game with 4:40 left to go.
Right now they're standing in their full court press, trying to make Franklin make a mistake. Right now Franklin just passing the ball very well, moving off the ball. It's really hard to play much defense when you have so much movement.
Ball goes into the left corner. Nolan, right elbow, Savage finally gets a shot up. That one misses short, and it's rebounded by Lindsay. 2-on-2. Lindsay goes at Brown. Lanaya tries to take the charge. Blocking foul called. Lanaya can't believe it. And Jenna Lindsay will go to the line for 2 more free throws. South Warren in the bonus for the final 4:13 of this game, trailing 54-27.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she got in perfect positioning. She kind of baited her in. It looked like she was about to come out and stood her ground and took it, but
first free throw swishes through.
Again, you know, just more foul calls being called, and you know what happens from time to time. You're not going to have perfect quarters. If you're Franklin Simpson, you just continue playing your game. You're playing a great game so far, and you keep up the pace.
Free throw misses for Lindsay. Rebounded by Smith, 54-28. Lanaya Brown up ahead, Cawthorn. Left side drives, fakes a pass to the right. Called for a travel. And Coach Taylor nods and tells her, yes, you did. She wanted Coach Taylor to tell her that she didn't, but Ashley agrees with the call. She was trying to fake the pass right, then give it to Nasia Nolan in the corner, and there just needed to keep it simple. Chloe Smith picks off another pass, gets inside. She's hacked by Stroh. And Chloe Smith, who has the only 2 points of the quarter for Franklin Simpson at the free throw line, will take 2 more.
Again, just her in transition. Another steal from Chloe Smith. I have her on 6 on the night, leading the team, which the team has 14 total. At least that's what I have by my count. And again, just playing really good defensive basketball.
First free throw, good for Chloe. She's now got 13 points. 3 for 5 at the line in this quarter, 5 for 7 for the night. As perhaps for the final time at South Warren, Ashley Overbay will check out, one of those 2 seniors alongside Lindsay. As Chloe's second free throw gets the bounce and falls through. She's up to 14 points. She and Cawthorn combined 37. Hudson left side gets a screen from Lindsay. Lindsay was knocked down for a treble, no call. Chop miss. Fugate battles for the board, and she's fouled trying a putback, so 2 more free throws for the Lady Spartans. Avery Fugate will take the 2. Made the free throw earlier to complete the 3-point play, just a 32% shooter on the season. First of these 2 misses off the left side as Jenna Lindsay emotional. Tears being covered by the front of her jersey, embraces her coach Lane Embry on the sideline as she comes out for the final time as a Lady Spartan. Second free throw misses, and here comes Franklin Simpson the other way with Vanessa Ray. 3:40 left in a 56-28 ball game. Right side, Majayla Butler. Surveys, dribbles, now gives to Ray up top. Left side, Brown. Down low, Chloe Smith. Against Stroh, gives it back out to Brown, now to Ray. Butler right corner. Tries to wrap it down low to Cawthorn. Instead goes up top to Ray with 3:20 left to go. Brown again looks down low. Ray, left elbow, right elbow. Majayla Butler can't hit that jumper. Left short. And operating the other way comes Calvert for South Warren. Gives it off to Hudson, and she'll bring it across half court. Lady Spartans getting set to empty the bench. Hudson into the right corner. Calvert gives it off to Stroh. Lost it off her foot. Hudson fakes a 3, guarded by Smith. Under 3 minutes left to go. And now they reset with Stroh.
Again, just what great defensive pressure. Nothing being allowed by Franklin Simpson.
Fugate top of the key. Right side, Stroh had a look, but Cawthorn closed out, drives, spins. Larisha blocks the layup. Smith with the rebound. Up ahead, Vanessa Ray. Able to avoid the leaping Calvert and score as both teams granted the substitution timeout. Both teams will empty the bench, and the Lady Cats faithful behind to celebrate with a 58-28 lead with 2.5 minutes left to go. Downey, Butler, Mila Rigsby, Mackenzie Taylor, and Talia Spencer in for the Lady Cats.
And for those South Warren seniors, I mean, a great season from them. Really came on towards the end of the season playing hard, and, you know, emotions are run high in these kind of moments, especially as a senior, but there's nothing to be ashamed about as a team of how you played throughout the entire season.
Freshman Karis Carter brought it across for South Warren. Now they work it down low. One of their more regular players in Autumn Gatewood collects it down low and drops it home for 2. She averages 2.5 a game, gets her first bucket there, and it's 58-30. Mackenzie Taylor left side out to Mila Rigsby. Kins hit her 6th three-pointer of the season against Todd County Central to put a bow on the district championship as Sanaya Downey is fouled on the far side by Tanaya Osborne.
And I think that'll put him in the bonus, so Sanaya will get a pair of free throws. And
the officials have to correct it. Downey was coming out, but now she has to come back in and take the free throw. So if she makes the second of them, she'll come out. One of those 7 seniors for Franklin Simpson. The starting backcourt of Brown, Savage, Ray, Larisha Cawthorn, Sanaya Downey, Talia Spencer, and Nasia Nolan. As Downey's first free throw misses short.
Again, it's just the picture of this team as Franklin faithful cheers on.
Talia Spencer and Majela Butler checking out. Carmen Phillips and Abby Riley into the game for the first time.
Sanaya Downey, again, just another player with great defensive presence throughout the entire year. Great quality possessions and minutes.
Missed the second free throw. It's tipped out, and Franklin Simpson gets another possession with 1:50 left to go. Riley left corner, gives it to Rigsby on the left wing. Crossover dribble back to Riley. Cross court. Taylor in the corner. Down low, Downey. Fakes one pass, now kicks it out. Kins had an open look, didn't take it. And instead they continue to work it around the perimeter with a minute and a half left to go. This place would come unglued for Mackenzie Taylor 3.
You know, they're just playing around that black line. We'd love to see all the players kind of come up a little bit. It's
Riley
really hard
drives, kicks it out. Kins threw it over her head, and it was nearly caught by Coach Taylor in front of her bench. And now Becca Lutcher will come in, and Sanaya Downey's night is complete. With 1:18 left to go, Lady Cats leading at 58-30.
And what a team effort that was. I mean, there were so many defensive plays that were made by so many players. And, again, we can't say it enough how defensively impressive this team was.
Osborne up top, sends it on the right side. Calvert fires up a three, and she drains it. Bit surprised she hasn't played more in this game with how much South Warren could have used the three-point shot. It's now 58-33. Riley drives, kicks. Becca Luttrell for three. Couldn't hit it. Far side rebound, tipped. And it'll stay with Franklin Simpson with 52 seconds left to go. Madeline Dean will come in for the Lady Cats. And now Carmen Phillips will come out. And South Warren again brings in another platoon from the bench. Both teams with the third unit out there. Mila Rigsby to inbound. Gets it, or tries to get it down low to Riley. It gets past her, and it's picked up by South Warren on the far side by Keegan Pruitt. She keeps it herself across half court. Pruitt making her 19th appearance of the year. Sends it into the right corner, now gets it back. Up top, runner is missed. And here comes Franklin Simpson the other way. 35 seconds left to go. Riley left side, Rigsby, extra pass. Taylor for three. Couldn't get it to go. And the rebound is collected down low by South Warren. 20 seconds left in this one. 58-33, Lady Cats lead it. Pruitt thought about a deep three. Lost it, guarded by Riley. Drives inside, stuck at the elbow. Kicks it out, baseline drive with 8 seconds left to go. Lady Cat, that third unit, they defend. They like to say they've got the same energy as the first two. They force a miss on a jumper, and this one is in the books. Franklin Simpson dominant from start to finish. It was 10-6 in the first quarter, and by the second frame, Franklin Simpson had completed a 19-2 run, 29-8. The score at halftime was 37-12. Franklin Simpson did not let the Lady Spartans put on a run in the third quarter. They close this game down and win it 58-33 to pick up win number 26 of the season and keep head coach Ashley Taylor undefeated, now 4-0 in the opening round of the 4th Region Tournament, setting up the clash of the Titans on Tuesday night, 6:30. Franklin Simpson, Barron County. 1 and 2 face off in this region. But both of those teams fighting to be the one that breaks Bowling Green's streak. The Lady Purples have won 5 in a row. They'll take on Todd County Central in their region opener. The other game on that side of the bracket, Metcalfe County and Warren East. Larisha Cawthorn being interviewed at midcourt as the player of the game tonight with a 23-point double-double. Cawthorn with at least 20 for the 18th time this season, collecting double-double number 21 in 28 games. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you all the final numbers from this one. We'll see if we're joined by assistant coach Jermaine Savage, as Coach Taylor and the players have mandatory duties to go do the local media after the game. So we'll see if, just like we could at the two-way tournament, we'll be graced with the presence of one Jermaine Savage. Again, your final score, 58-33. Lady Cats take it here in the opening round of the region tournament on 92.3 WFKN.
Hi, my name is Elson Wolhite, and I'm playing Ariel in The Little Mermaid. We wanted to invite you on a magical adventure under the sea. Come see Franklin Simpson High School's production of The Little Mermaid March 21st through the 23rd at the FSHS PAC. You'll meet all my friends Flounder, Sebastian, and even that wicked sea witch Ursula. We'll sing, dance, and take you on an unforgettable journey. Pre-sale tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for students. So what are you waiting for? Come be part of our world and make a splash with The Little Mermaid.
Hey, Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go, Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky.
Back with you here inside EA Diddle Arena. Your final score again, 58-33. Franklin Simpson takes it over South Warren in the opening round of the girls' 4th region basketball tournament. Tyler Eaton and Tavius Babb with you. TB, we talked about two things really in the first half of this game. Franklin Simpson shut down South Warren. They weren't even getting shots to start this ball game. The other half of that was the efficiency for the Lady Cats. Now, as the second half went on, South Warren, they stopped turning the ball over. They only had 3 turnovers in the second half after they had 18 in the first half of this ball game, and some of that had to do with Franklin Simpson laying off the pressure that they had in the first half. The efficiency went nowhere. Yes, a 1 for 10 fourth quarter, and a lot of shots were being chucked up there at the end. Through the first 3 quarters of this game, Franklin Simpson went 23 for 39 from the field. If that were the full game total, they would have shot 59% in this ball game. That's a number, if you're Coach Taylor, you got to be absolutely ecstatic with.
Yeah, I mean, they were just so efficient from the field. It seemed like they were getting so many fast break points. I have on the sheet right here that 14 off the fast break and then 21 off of turnovers, which a lot of those were Chloe Smith run out stealing the ball. Lanaya Brown, who doesn't show too much on the stat sheet as far as points go, but had 4 steals in her own right. I mean, this team was firing off all cylinders. Larisha with 3 steals of her own. Majayla Butler, Nasia Nolan with a couple as well. This team was just playing remarkable defense, and that led to a offense that didn't have to play with a set-up South Warren defense.
Larisha Cawthorn with 23 points, 10 rebounds to go along with 3 steals, 3 assists, 3 blocks. Does a bit of everything tonight for Franklin Simpson. The Lady Cats dominate every facet of this ball game, and it really came down to early on Cawthorn and Smith. They were just unstoppable in this one for Franklin Simpson. They had 19 combined in the first half. They combined for 18 more in the second half. 37 points between those two for the 33 on the other side for South Warren. The big thing that I'd mentioned coming into this game, we had not seen Chloe Smith assert herself on this floor. Only took 4 shots in 2 games at the region tournament last year. You would not have known that by the way she played tonight.
Yeah, you have to assume now, like with the confidence that she must be playing with, shooting 4 for 8 from the field and 6 for 8 from the free throw line, is that she is going to be looking for her shot, being aggressive as well going into the next game.
Coach Jermaine Savage will join us for Franklin Simpson. The Lady Cats again moved to 4-0 under head coach Ashley Taylor in these opening games of the region tournament. We're not just going to be graced by one Jermaine Savage, but we're also going to be graced by the presence of Larisha Cawthorn, 23 points, 10 rebounds in this one. And Larisha, I'm going to start with this because I don't want to hurt your feelings. I know they just gave you the player of the game and everything, but I think today, given how this season has gone and the fact that we didn't know if we were going to have this young lady this year, my pick for player of the game for us today was Nasia Nolan.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about that?
She's a dog.
I mean, my goodness. Came out there and since when did she know how to finish at the rim? Like that, the left-handed layups, I mean, was that something that was just sneaky, worked on in practice? Because we didn't see that from her for about 3 years.
No, she's been had that in her. She just let it out.
You tonight, 23 points. They all come through the first 3 quarters. You had 18 points through the first half of this game. And there was, I think it was your third basket, a mid-range jumper at the free throw line. You turn around, flex, let out a yell. I know for you guys this means a lot, not just because of what you want to achieve, but because of what you didn't achieve last year. How much would you say the preparation was different from last year to this year, having that extra experience under your belt and knowing, yes, this is a winnable game and you guys can take care of business, but it's not just about getting a win here today. It's about getting 3 wins and going to Rupp.
Yeah. I think it's our practices. We've been mentally focused. We've been locked in, and I can definitely say we've had 3 straight good practices where everybody's focused, locked in. We're coming in sweating sweating in the first 5 minutes of practice. I mean, we've really been locked in and just been working really hard because we know what we want to achieve. We don't want to just win region, which, we want to, but we want to go to state. So we're really working. I think everybody is focused and locked in, and we all have the same goal.
Last year in the region tournament, between the 2 games, your front court partner, Chloe Smith, only took 4 shots. She comes out tonight, takes 8 shots. She scores 14 points, 6 for 8 at the free throw line, 7 rebounds. She has had such a great stretch. She's been a double figure 6 of the last 7 games. And I know for you, it just has to make you feel better about your game when Chloe is playing at the level that she has now over this, again, just stretch at the end of the season coming into this one, and that she continued in this game too.
Yeah, I mean, before the game started, I told her, I said, I want you in double digits. I said, I want you in double digits. I want you rebounding. I said, they can't guard you. I said, you take that one bounce, that one dribble, and you take it into them, and you go up strong. I said, that's exactly what I tell her because I know how good of a player she is, and she has not been holding back.
Did she have another energy drink before the game?
I'm not for sure.
Okay, well, I mean, I know that was the recipe at Glasgow. I didn't know if she could carry that on as tradition. And speaking of that area, it's Barron County again.
Yes.
It was double overtime the first time around. Was an absolute battle. You guys were down big in the third quarter, found a way to come back and win that game. They were tested today. I mean, they trailed at the end of the first quarter against Cumberland County, but just had a feeling the Trojanettes were always going to find a way to get through that game. They're an experienced team. They're a talented team. And I know you guys would have it no other way than to go through the best this region has to offer on your way to trying to win a title. I know that you have to be excited about that game.
Yeah, I mean, don't give us the team we know that, we're going to beat. Give us some competition, you know what I mean? Give us somebody that's going to make us bring our dog out.
I mean, that should be just about everybody. I mean, I was talking to Chloe after the game Thursday, and I think you'll agree with this at this point. I said, Chloe, I feel like for a while you've had a little puppy barking in there. But I think the dog is there.
Everybody, we all barking.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win, Larisha. 23 points for you. You guys win at 58-33. Go enjoy this one, but not too much because I know you got to turn the page pretty fast to start getting ready for Barron County.
Yeah, on to the next.
All right. That's Larisha Cawthorn. Thanks, Risha.
Thank you.
Larisha, again, 23 points, a double-double. She has had 62 of those in her career at Franklin Simpson High School. As now we're joined by another member of the senior class who was I was told by Ashley Taylor was fired up by what happened on this floor last year in Lanaya Brown, who she said that in particular sat pretty wrong with you. You wanted to come back here and right that wrong. It wasn't the same offensive game from you that we saw on Thursday, but my goodness, on defense, you're always a good defender. This was something different. What for you? Did it feel different? I mean, was there anything in particular? Because I've seen you play good defense. I've seen you play aggressive defense. I don't know that I've seen you shut down anyone like you did McLean Hudson when you were on her out there tonight.
Coach always tells us that, when we're playing such a big four, we have to play like that. We have to match up to the level of intensity that this environment brings. Instead of letting it scare us, we need to just step up. So that's what I tried to do.
You guys were able to force a ton of turnovers in this game, get out and run. Obviously, that's what you want to do. But on the other side of that, the biggest working point throughout the season was that half-court offense and settling in and running your sets. How do you feel like you guys were able to execute in the half-court in this game today? If you take out the fourth quarter for the game, you guys shot almost 60% through those first 3 quarters.
That's good. I think it's just Vanessa, our point guard. She always slows us down and gets us, going, and she knows how to direct us. So.
Yeah. all of you guys in the backcourt, I talked about your defense, but again, it was one of those nights where Nasia played more than we've seen her play in any game this season. She was out there hounding everybody between you, Nessa, Nasia, Sanaya, Majela, and I mentioned this with Sav. She may not apply the same pressure, but she's just as smart out there defensively. And Chloe deflected like 5 passes out there for you guys. It felt like from the very beginning, the energy was at a different level than we've seen it in this arena last year. There's no coming out and saying, oh, we're just assume we're going to win this game. You guys came out with that same energy like it was the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, because at this point it's, win or go home.
Yeah.
So I think now we're kind of realizing that we can't just expect it. We have to go get it.
Well, and a team that you had to go get it against was Barron County. When you played against them on the road, double overtime, that game ended up going to. You get the rematch that most people expected that we were see. I know a lot of people were hoping that it would work out to where that could be the championship game, but the path lies ahead where that's the semifinal matchup. How excited are you to get to play against that Trojanette team, knowing how it went the first time around? And they pushed you guys to the brink, unlike any team has done in the region this year.
I'm just ready to redeem ourselves.
Yeah.
We've played against the top teams in the state, and it was never double overtime. We've won most of those games. So I think we let them kind of play up with us, and next time that won't be the same result.
Well, Lanaya, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you. See ya.
Senior Lanaya Brown joining us on our post-game show. 3 points tonight, but officially by the numbers, they had her finish with 4 steals in this one, and again, just made life absolutely miserable all night long when she was in there against McLean Hudson defensively. The star player for the South Warren Lady Spartans, averaging 18 points per game on the year. She finishes this one with just 11. And we're joined now by assistant coach for the Lady Cats, Jermaine Savage. Coach, we saw in the regular season when these two teams faced off, Franklin was up big at the half and then gave some breathing room to South Warren in that third quarter. They cut it down to 7 going into the fourth. In particular, after halftime, your girls came out and shut this thing down. It didn't look like there was much of a difference, especially defensively. The intensity, we talk about this all the time. There have been a lot of high-energy games, and I said this to Lanaya, as it should be because this is the region tournament. It felt like your girls treated this one differently tonight on the defensive end.
Well, the difference is they're seniors now.
Yeah.
And the intensity, I could tell it when we got on the bus. They're ready to play. You come up here, anything can happen. And we don't look at how much the score was prior to the first game we played them, or 2 games or whatever. Right now, your record is 0-0.
A number that I've emphasized multiple times, and I said it in the pregame coming in because I had a feeling that this was going to be a point of emphasis. Chloe Smith only took 4 shots at the region tournament in total. Last year, she gets 8 up tonight, scores 14 points. That absolutely massive for this team moving forward in this tournament.
Oh, yeah. I told her she's going to have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
If she's not aggressive, she's going to sit. So we keep it.
That's a good way to pull it out of her.
Yeah, if you're not going to be aggressive, you're going to sit. So she got the point, got the picture. She's been playing well over the past 4 or 5 games. She's been playing hard, so I'm proud of her.
Nasia Nolan, 8 points. They had a stat that was wrong earlier. She almost finished in double figures that they wouldn't have fixed it, but they gave Majela Butler the second mid-range shot that she made back to her. Her tonight, aggressive defensively, was able to get out and run all of her buckets. She's working around the rim. She's got that left-handed layup going on, and we knew she was going to be big for Franklin Simpson. It seemed like the big thing would be her shooting, but really it's been her defense and ability to get out and attack in transition that's been bigger than that early on having her back.
Yeah, she's fresh.
Yeah.
And her legs got more pop than everybody else's. And Jazz is getting tired, so she's going to have to come in and sub for her.
She played a great game here tonight. She's going to be our player of the game presented by Pelican Snowballs of Franklin. And as good as it is to get 1 win, this is not what it's about. The goal is not to get 1 win. It's not to get 2 wins. It's to pick up 3 and go to Rupp. Barron County's up next, double overtime the first time around. That's a game where both teams learn a lot about each other while also not learning nearly everything about each other. And I know that's one that you guys have had circled as knowing if you were going to get to Rupp Arena, that path was going to go through Barron County.
Yeah, well, they're a great team. They play hard. All the players are about the same. One player, she's a little bit better than all the rest. That young, was a Bird, is that her name?
Yeah, they really do put out about 5 with the same blueprint.
Yeah, they do. They all the same. So they all can shoot it, dribble it, drive it, and whatnot. So we'll be prepared. We'll be ready to play.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
That's Jermaine Savage joining us on our post-game show. As again, Franklin Simpson winners tonight, 58-33 over South Warren in the opening game of this girls' 4th region basketball tournament. Lady Cats led by 23 from Larisha Cawthorn, 14 from Chloe Smith, and 8 from our player of the game, Nasia Nolan. Jenna Lindsay gets 12, and McLean Hudson 11 for the South Warren Lady Spartans, who finished their season at 15-15 overall. For my partner, Tavius Babb, back in the studio, Kendra Holt doing a fantastic job, as always, for Jermaine Savage, Lanaya Brown, and Larisha Cawthorn for joining us. I'm Tyler Eaton. Join us again Tuesday night, Franklin Simpson, Barron County. It's going to be a good one. Don't miss it. Either come watch in person at 6:30 or join us on the air around 6:15. You can watch on Channel 9 or tune in right here as you have been all season long on 92.3 WFKN.